Yo, salute, 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 salute. Salute, salute, salute. New York Nicky, I see you in the building. Yo, Dav, I see you in the building. We got Legal Guap in the building. Salute. Salute, salute. Give a few more people some time to pull up. I know I said I was gonna go live at 11, but I was actually going through a little something, y'all. Chilling. I was actually praying by myself and got deep in thought. But I remembered I was supposed to do this broadcast today. I know some people probably in church, but those that didn't physically go to church, happy Easter to everybody. All jokes aside, to those who physically did not go to church. I forgot to share this live too. But, people probably pop up anyway, because I told them I was going to do the live, but it is Sunday. A lot of people in church. But like I said, to the people that physically aren't in church, I appreciate y'all for pulling up. I'm going to do a quick live. Shout everybody out. Hope everybody is in good spirit. That's a fact. Yeah, I woke up missing my moms today. Cold-blooded fact. Cold-blooded facts. All of y'all that got y'all parents, please enjoy y'all parents. Those of y'all that got y'all parents, please enjoy your parents. Love your parents. That's a fact. Because once they leave here, y'all, they only come back. I promise you, they only come back in your dreams. Word up. They only come back in your dreams. Oh, and there's a couple of things I wanted to shout out too. Shout out to all the YouTube podcasts and all that. You dig what I'm saying? Shout out to all the YouTube podcasters and all that. Word up. But it was a few of them that I noticed was been trying to infiltrate the Team Guardian headquarters. Yeah. In the words of Artist Morrison, yeah. Some of you are trying to infiltrate Team Guardian headquarters. And we're not going to let that shit happen. We're not going to let that shit happen. Respectfully, I'm noticing some of you podcast promoters are starting to remix my lives and go to your lives and say them. Number one, it doesn't sound right if it's not original. Number two, there is only one big dice. Number three, let's get into this work. Yo, salute y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. For the people that's pulling up in the building, let me know who y'all is when y'all pulling up, and do me a favor, hit that bell notification when y'all come in. And more than all, happy Easter. If you celebrate Easter, happy Easter. I'm not upset with you. You know what I'm saying? This is supposed to be the day when Jesus Christ arose again from the dead. Ain't that some shit? This is supposed to be the day when Jesus Christ arose from the dead. You know, everybody went back to where he was apparently buried. And then they said that the stone that covered the cave was moved, and the grave that he was placed upon, he was gone. This is some deep shit. I remember when they was talking about the story of Jesus Christ, and on his last days when they beat him and they whipped him and they made him carry that cross, and then they hung him on that cross. You notice when they hung Jesus Christ on that cross, Mary was still at the foot of that cross praying for him. They're going to get upset about this one. This one about to get deep. Since it's Easter Day, let's talk about it. So many of our men disrespect our women and say that our women aren't there to support us. But Mary, Jesus Christ's mother, after all the trials, after all the beating, after they put him up on that cross and that stake, she was there after everybody was gone. All the smarts in the building, salute. This is what I want y'all to think about logically, because they kind of rewrote it in the Bible. You know, Holy Bible, which is an acronym just like God, gaining one's definition. Holy Bible stands for having only left you basic information before leaving Earth. Listen what they said. They said they put Jesus Christ up on that cross, and allegedly he died. He was taken down off the cross, put into a cave where he was buried that was somewhat of a tomb. And then on this particular day, they went to visit him, and he was gone. That don't make no sense to me. Respectfully. That don't make no sense to me, because number one, I remember when I buried my beloved mother. Today I will be going to a gravesite. Every time I go to that gravesite, I know the remains of my mother, physical body, is in that coffin. Wax AP, I see you in the building. Tate from VA, I see you in the building. But for some reason in the Bible, they said when all these people went to check on Jesus, he was gone. Let's do this. I got another analogy. Y'all ever heard of somebody getting tortured so much where they pass out? Y'all ever heard of that? Somebody getting tortured or beat so much that they just pass out from exhaustion. Let me give you another description. Jesus Christ was beat repeatedly. Jesus Christ was beat repeatedly. I think they said something about the 9 or 7 whips. They had thorns and steel and all type of sharp objects on them. They beat him for a minute, y'all. Yo, do me a favor, 22 G's. Don't come in here asking about Green Eyes. I'm going to get into that situation about Green Eyes because for some reason y'all think this is Green Eyes' platform and it's not. Respectfully. And that's what I was talking about earlier. Shout out to Green Eyes. But when you came, the reason why I invited you over here, that was for one day, Green Eyes. Because I taught you a lesson and I'm still teaching you a lesson. I watched you on somebody's platform speak about something that you didn't know about, and you advocated something that you could do to me. So what I do is I invited you to my platform for you to speak your piece. The reason why I invited you to my platform for you to speak my piece, because I was being tested by God. I was being tested by God. Even when Green Eye comes over here, certain things he says in the chat, we overlook. Because I do have DMs and people that tell me, Green Eyes, your behavior is somewhat weird. But what I do, being the OG that I am, because right now you're a small G and I'm a capital G. I could have advocated my problem and my power and my anger towards you. But I didn't do that. Because too many people, unfortunately, get caught up in webs, entangled in things that have nothing to do with them. So I open my arms and my heart and my mind to you, the hope that, quote unquote, what I taught you would be a lesson. No, I don't want you over here on my platform. No, I don't. You're more than welcome to come in the chat. And certain times, if we're on certain conversations, you're more than welcome to pull up on a platform. But respectfully, you're a child. Number one, I don't sit up and have my son in the presence of other men unless I'm trying to show him by example. Meaning, if my son is with me or I introduce him to certain people that's my age or older friends of mine, my son knows there's going to be slight interaction because they are not my son's friends. Just as my son, when he introduces me to his friends, there's slight interaction because I am an adult and they are children and they are not my friends. 22 G's, I'm not even going to block you because you don't even know what you're talking about. And I'm not two-faced. Number one, I don't know Green Eyes. I call Green Eyes over here to respectfully correct him about something that he involved himself into. Like a man. Like a man that I'm talking to you now, 22 G's. Unfortunately, a lot of y'all are children in your mind. And respectfully, if you're not over here for the Sunday prayer that we're talking about, I would respectfully ask you to leave now. I don't want to block you because for some reason, like I told you, some of the people on YouTube, that really, really, really gets me upset. Y'all come into people chats talking about things that you don't know nothing about and you really don't have nothing to do with. Let's get into this next intro while I calm down. Woosah, 22 G's, you're more than welcome to stay, but if you're going to come over here with the bullshit, you can leave. Salute. Damn. Thank y'all. Sometimes I just got to breathe. Shout out to Ron Buggs here in the building. Salute. This is what I'm telling y'all about, man. This is crazy, man. We supposed to be over here chilling for Sunday prayer and some acknowledgement about Jesus Christ, and we got the trolls. Back to what I was saying. You remember when we had that show about the Last Supper, when they said Jesus took one fish and a tube of wine and fed a village? In my analogy, I feel as though that's wrong. If Jesus Christ was known to run with so many, in society's eyes, called as bad figures or gangsters, he had to have something about him that them gangsters had to respect or gravitate to. He told them people, he said, yo, I'm gonna need y'all to meet me in that secret place when I get back in a week. In my analogy, thinking logically, I think he just gathered up a bunch of food, which he got, like he said, he robbed from the rich and gave to the poor. That's where that whole description of Jesus Christ comes from. If you look at the picture or the depiction of Jesus Christ, it looks just like Robin Hood. You know, they robbed from the rich and gave to the poor because they tried to categorize Jesus Christ as a thief. Remember that? When he got sold out for the 2 shillings? So when he came back and everybody ate that food, like he said, this bread that you eat is from the flesh of my body. This wine that you sip is from my blood. And they created this depiction of the Last Supper. That's what he was talking about, because this was the Last Supper that Jesus Christ was going to have before he was killed. We got the plug in the building. Salute. Happy Easter to you too, gangster. If you notice in that Last Supper, we talked about this on the other show. Everybody was paying attention to Jesus except one person, and that was Judas. Judas already know he betrayed him. He already know he sold him out. The reason why everybody was such an awe and amazed when they got Jesus, when they saw Jesus at this supper, because everybody looking at him like, how are you still alive, man? Everybody looking for you, man. That's just like somebody in the street, like the police looking for somebody, or somebody that did something in the hood, that killed somebody or robbed somebody, and the whole block looking for him. They looking at this nigga with amazement, like, yo, how did you elude capture and death? But Jesus said, my God, my Father directed me with everything. Just like our gangsters say with our 93rd song. The 93rd song. Any gangster know about the 93rd Psalm? I ain't got to talk about it. We got Trick Daddy up in the building. What up, pimpin'? Somebody blocked you too, Trick Daddy. I ain't block you. I went into my blocks and seen somebody got at you. So I got you up out of there, and I'm glad you pulled up. But Jesus, let me tell y'all something about Jesus. Excuse me. Let me get this over to my man Yak. I forgot to hit Yak with this, y'all. Excuse me. I'm hitting Yak right now. Because I know Yak, he chilling right now. This is type of bills. I got to hit my man Yak. I got to hit him. I just hit him. Like I said, Jesus was running with them gangsters, man. And everybody at that Last Supper, when they looked at him, they was amazed. They was like, God damn, my nigga. These niggas looking for you. These niggas looking for you. But they can't catch him because Jesus was always one step ahead, just like a good chess mover. But if you notice Judas, if you look at every depiction of the Last Supper, the nigga Judas was like this. Because he didn't care to hear anything Jesus was talking about, because he already sold him out. Everybody else was like this. Look at the depiction. Look at the Last Supper. Everybody was like this. Like, how the fuck do you keep doing this shit, man? I got you, man. Hit me up, Trick. For real. You always welcome over here, bro. I like your style, man. You ain't did nothing wrong. I ain't never hear you say nothing crazy. The only thing I ever heard you say is you looking for love. I ain't mad at you, bro. And I heard you say you got a couple of pensions to spend on somebody that's worth it. So I ain't mad at you. Yo, A1 the boss, I see you. Happy Easter, gangster. I appreciate you for popping up. Let's get back into this work. Judas sold Jesus Christ out. So when they finally captured him, they did some real medieval shit. They beat the man. They beat him with a whip that had 7 tails on it, if I'm not mistaken. They called it the 7-tailed whip that had hooks and all type of metal fragments and shit that could just disfigure the skin. This is worse than a whip. This is a whip with hooks and knives in the shit. They beat him. Think about that. How many of y'all played 2 or 3 full courts and was tired, needed some water? They're like, yo, run the next full. Niggas like, hell no, I'm tired. Well, they beat him and they made him carry the same fucking cross they hung him on. All them podcast promoters, let's see if y'all got this knowledge with yourself. They whipped him. They ridiculed him. They beat him. They threw rocks at him. They spit at him. Then they drug him up on a cross and they hammered stakes into his hands. They put his feet on top of each other and they hammered a big stake through his feet. Check this out, y'all. And they took a thorn, a crowned thorn that they designed for torture to cut you in your skull and your brain for when that blood and that sweat and that heat mix. It's excruciating. The crazy part about this, when they put him through all this torture and put him up on this stake, he was alive. He was alive, y'all. He wasn't even dead. Think about this. A dead body, you can do anything to because they won't feel it. This man was physically alive. He watched them hammer stakes into his hands. He felt every bit of that pain. Think about this, y'all. He went through all that and had a thorn put on his head after walking for about a mile with the cross on his back after being beat. They ain't give him no food. They ain't give him no water. Then they whipped his ass and made him walk to his death. If you notice, they had Jesus up there with 2 other men. Both of them was considered thieves, crooks. They were tortured and beat the same way, and they was put on crosses and left out there, and that was their fate, to die facing the sun. One of the dudes up there, he's so evil and infused with the devil, he's not even paying attention to the fact that he is on a stake also about to die. Even though he acknowledges this, he knows he's up on a stake. He gonna look at Jesus and say, yo, check this out. Since you're talking about God love you so much and you the son of Jesus Christ, why you up here? Check this out, y'all. Jesus is in the middle. The one on the right is telling him, yo, why are you up here? You still up here looking up at the skies, praising your Father. Jesus looking up at the sky saying, God, do me a favor. Don't punish them because they don't even know what they're doing. They don't even know who I am. This is how I feel about YouTube. Leave me alone. Y'all don't even know who I am. I'm not talking about the power or the influence I have with people that may be detriment or can hurt you. I'm talking about the power and the influence and the love that I have for God and the love that God got for me. Leave me alone. You notice one of them dudes up there is disrespecting God. God ain't shit. Your God ain't shit. Why is he so powerful? If your God is so powerful, how come he allowed them to do this to you? And Jesus looked at him and said, because this is what God is teaching everyone. Jesus said you're going to go through things in life that it's going to be unbearable. It's going to be unbearable. We be complaining about bills. You're going to go through so much more things that are unbearable. But what he told God was, God, touch his heart. The man on the left of him, right at the end, looks at Jesus and said, do you think they got a place for me up in heaven with your father? Check this out, y'all. This shit about to get deep. The man dying on the cross looked at Jesus and said, do you think they got room for me up in there in heaven with you and your father? The whole time this man is trying to have a straight up conversation with Jesus. The other man is laughing at both of them. He said, y'all niggas is fools. What the fuck is y'all niggas sitting up here talking about? Help me, Father, and your father this and your father that. If he really was all that powerful, y'all niggas wouldn't be up here with me, you fucking morons. But you know what Jesus did? He ignored him. And he kept that continued conversation with that man that was trying to repent. And Jesus said, do you want to repent and accept my Father, God, as your Lord and Savior? And the man said, I do. Wholeheartedly. Jesus told him, repeat after me. I want you to profess in front of everybody out here that do not believe in my Father. I want you to profess and scream out to him and tell him, I accept you as my Father. Please forgive me and take away all my sins. The man looked up at God, at the skies, and screamed out, I accept you as my Father. I accept you, O Lord, as my Father. Please forgive me of all my sins and allow me to be in heaven. A tear came out of his eyes when he said that. Jesus looked at him and said, so be it, and shall it be. The man looked at him and said, thank you. The other man continuously mocked Jesus and him. Now he's getting real disrespectful. He's telling the other man, now he's not talking to Jesus. He said, you really sitting up here believing this motherfucking man that's up here in the same predicament as us. You done fell for that shit? You've been bamboozled? The man responds to him, I don't care what you're talking about. Something has overpowered me and came in my heart, and I believe there is a higher power, and that is my Father, which is God. The man looked up at the heavens and said, look how you got these people down here really believing in you. This is some bullshit. The minute he said this is some bullshit, 4 or 5 crows came from nowhere. They started hovering around because, you know, crows, they hover around like buzzards trying to eat the dead. But you know what these crows did? These crows went specifically to the man that cursed God, and they began to peck out his face. Repeatedly, they pecked his face, his eyes, his brain, his ears out. They didn't focus on any part of his body. They didn't think about his hands, his arms, his chest, his groin, his feet, his buttocks, his neck. They pecked his face repeatedly till it was gone, till it was unrecognizable. So after the people that prosecuted Jesus and had him up there, what they said was, now we shall leave. Jesus, he's still alive. He's tired. He's tired. Now all of a sudden it starts to get cloudy. Wind and everything just comes from nowhere. The oppressors are beginning to be scared because now they're seeing lightning and thundering. So all of these things that Jesus Christ said, is starting to run through their mind like, hold up, this dude might be connected to something that's more powerful than we thought. See, God tested Jesus. God tested Jesus. God knew how powerful he was, everything that is, everything that will be. God has created from beginning to end. He tested Jesus. He just wanted to know if Jesus was going to continue to love him and hold his faith. So then when the rain and everything starts coming around, the Romans or the Jews, whatever they were, they had these spears. These spears, they was wooded with sharp metal blades on the end. If you notice in all the depictions, they would go by and jolt them in their sides. The only one that did not move when he was jolted in his side was Jesus. So since he didn't move, in the eyes of them, they thought he was dead. And what they tell Mary, go get some people to get him down from there and go bury him. Jesus wasn't dead, y'all. He had passed out. In my analogy, he passed out from exertion. It's just like an NBA player. It's just like Jordan in '95 when he had the flu, when he crossed over against the Utah Jazz. It's like on Father's Day when he played that whole game and he took 17 minutes out of a whole game to sit down. He was exhausted. So Mary got some friends and some followers of Jesus, some of them disciples, to pull him down. Let's just think about this. When they pulled him down, let's say Jesus came through. He came out of his unconsciousness. Do you think the real disciples of Jesus would have told anyone he was still alive? Remember, Judas wasn't there. Judas already betrayed him. Judas got his money, so there was no need for him to stay to the end because he knew the fate of Jesus. But them other disciples and his mother, they ain't tell nobody nothing. Yeah, what they did is they took him to that cave that they prepared for him. They closed that stone. But within that week, he was nurturing and getting back to his health. Within that week, he was nurturing, like you be in a hospital after a gunshot wound or a stab wound, nurturing back to health. The only people that knew he was actually physically still breathing was his mother and the disciples. But they knew that they was coming to check on him on this particular day, Easter, the 7th day. They check on his body. And they told him, bruh, you need to hurry up and get yourself back together. If we can get you the fuck up out of here, you got to leave here. See, they didn't know that the disciples and his mother was going to be bringing him bandages. They didn't know that the disciples and his mother was going to be bringing him food. They didn't know that the disciples and his mother was going to bring him water for him to get himself back in order, at least to walk. At least to walk. Baby Grizz, I see you in the building. The Knights of Templar, they said there were 4 Knights of Templar that assisted Jesus Christ away. And he was never seen again. So when the Romans and stuff and the Jews or whatever that persecuted him came back to that tomb to see him, and they noticed he wasn't gone and that tomb was moved, they looked upon it like it was some type of miracle. They said, first of all, this stone took 4 to 6 men to move. And last we know, when he was placed in this tomb, he was dead. So when they come back and see that the tomb door has been moved, when they see the tomb door has been moved, they're in shock. They're in shock. So even though right before Jesus Christ was taken down up off that cross, the sand and the wind started roaring, and they began worried because they said, well, hold up. Maybe his father is trying to punish us, because remember, when the sand and the rain was happening, the big buildings and the big statues that they had started to collapse. If you really know the Bible, the way they spoke about it, it wasn't just no sand. Buildings started rumbling. The earth started to separate. They got on their horses and got the fuck out of it. Just like nowadays, if y'all see somebody shooting, y'all gonna get in your motherfucking car and get the fuck up out of there. They said he appeared again. They said Jesus came back. See, a lot of people just read the part they wanted to read in the Bible and the Quran. Check what they said. They said he appeared back. We just talked about this the other day. They said he appeared on a cloud. He appeared on a cloud that had a flame bursting out the back of the cloud. Let's get back to logic, law. Let's stay logical. Pay attention to this. Back in the days, the only depiction of something flying in the air would come from the clouds. Something we see in the air every day. Every time you look up in the sky, when you go outside right now, you're going to see clouds that are floating in our skies. So in the minds of the people back then, when they say he appeared on a cloud, this is the only way they could describe it, because they couldn't say things like he appeared on a plane. He appeared on a spacecraft, because they didn't know how to say things like plane or spacecraft. But this is what I did. I did the research on the word cloud. Yo, Banks, I see you in the building. Baby Grizz, you know it's work. I told y'all we was going to get into this work. Ron Boogs, you thought I was joking? You see how y'all got me out that mood I was in? Because I woke up this morning missing my beloved mother, y'all. But look how we got this work. I did the research on the word cloud because I'm baffled. I'm like, how could they say he reappeared on a cloud? I can get that part, but how did he reappear on a cloud that had a burst of fire coming out the back? That don't make sense to me. Has anybody in the chat, 15 people in the chat, has anybody in the chat ever saw a cloud burst fire? Yo, Banks, the next person comes in here asking about green eyes, you will be blocked. So if you want to stay here for the show, do that. Do not come in here asking about green eyes again, respectfully to everybody. The next person comes in here. Matter of fact, I'm blocking you too, because I really don't feel like going through this today. And then at the end of the show, I will get into why I block these people. Let's get this straight. Nobody has never seen a cloud with the fire bursting out the back. New York Nikki said, nah, I ain't never seen that. Half said, nah, I ain't never seen that. Tate from VA said, nah, I ain't never seen that. Ron Bullock said, nah, I ain't never seen that. And I ain't never seen that. So I looked up the word cloud. Everybody has a phone. Everybody has a dictionary. The word cloud comes from the Greek word meaning craft or spaceship. Let's get into the word craft. Let's not figure a spaceship. Let's get into the word craft, meaning something that could fly above the air and transport people. Look at an airplane. Do you see fire coming out the exhaust system from an airplane? Yes. Do you think fire comes out of clouds? Everybody already said no. I know fire comes out of the exhaust engine of jets. I know fire comes out of the exhaust engine of helicopters. But this one, I just started doing a little more into that word cloud. If you look up the word cloud, it means to form in 45 minutes. But check this out, y'all. A cloud can dissolve as quick as 45 seconds. So if a cloud it takes 45 minutes to conform and formulate, but it can dissolve and disintegrate in as quick as 15 seconds. Explain to me, how could it carry a man that was 33 years old, they said in the Bible, when he appeared back on this cloud? A cloud can't even hold a cell phone, y'all. Let's go, Trick Dawson. A cloud can't even hold a cell phone. A cloud can't even hold a roll of toilet tissue. A cloud can't even hold a cat. A cloud can't even hold a dog. So how can a cloud hold a 33-year-old man, a physical 33-year-old man? Let's give him the weight of maybe 165, 170. How can a cloud hold that person? But I say he came back from the Most High on a spaceship, just like when they talked about Moses. If you notice in the Bible and the Quran, there were certain individuals that were chosen that spoke directly to God. That's a fact, Ron Books. How could it hold a man 33 years? Matter of fact, how could it hold a man 5 years? How could it hold a boy 5 years old? It's physically impossible. That's why I say we have to start thinking logically. But we have to also think about the only way that they knew how to describe what they saw back in the days, even when it came to the hieroglyphics and the Egyptians. What they described people on the walls with wings. That don't mean that people had physical wings. That means they saw people that fly around the air, and the only way they could describe them is people with wings, because the only thing they know that fly is a bird. A bird has wings. So what they do, they take the wings from the bird and put it on human beings that they saw soaring over the air. But these human beings didn't have wings. They were in spacecrafts. Y'all ready for this work? Let me know. I end this live. If y'all don't want this work, let me know. I end this live. Respectfully. Let me know if y'all want this work. Thank you. Trick Dawson, let me tell you, you are more than welcome. Keep this up. You might get a wrench. Because I understand you have knowledge yourself. Listen to what the old Negro saying was. Remember what the old Negro saying was? When the slaves used to be out in the field and the slaves used to be out there, they used to sing the song. Sing it with me, y'all. Swing low, sweet chariot. Come on and take us home. Yo, they used to get beat for that song. They used to get traded off for that song, and they used to get killed for that song. They used to get killed for that song. The reason why they got killed for that song is because Christianity was bestowed upon us. And there were some of our ancestors that were in tune really with God and knew the truth about mothership and existence. Yak, I see you in the building, gangster. Salute. Happy Easter to you, brother. Trick Daddy, you know it. The song. Remember that song, Yak? Our grandparents, great-grandparents? Swing low, sweet chariot. Come on and take us home. Listen to what they were saying, y'all. They was telling a sweet chariot, which is a spaceship, to come swing low, take them out of this misery and this depression of slavery, take us back home, beyond the stars, beyond this earth. Check this out. Did y'all recognize the story of Moses? Anybody in here? Tell me the story of Moses right quick before I get right. You remember what they said about Moses? They said Moses went up to the top of a highest mountain and didn't return. But when he returned, he came back with 10 commandments. Check this out. If y'all think I'm joking, for the Christians in here, for the people in the Quran, pay attention to the story of Moses and his parents. When Moses was born, this is all in the Bible. This is all in the Quran. If you notice, if you go or have a chance to go to the Vatican in Rome, all the priests and all the guards are black. They said Moses was completely bronze. Bronze, brown. They say his eyes illuminated like diamonds, and he had a glow to him that he had to be covered at all times because it was unusual to people, and he was deemed as a witch as a baby. Check this out if you think I'm joking. I ain't talking no baseball cap. This is all facts. They said he was covered at all times because he was deemed upon as a witch, and people searched for him to kill him, but he wasn't killed, y'all. He wasn't killed. It gets even deeper. In the Bible and the Quran, Moses' alleged father held Moses up to the skies. This is all facts. Held Moses up to the skies like the scene in Roots when Kunta Kinte's father was holding up to the skies, and Moses said, "Is he one of yours?" He looked at the skies and asked the skies to the gods, "Is this child one of yours?" He looked at his wife. He looked at his wife and said, "Yo, let me ask you something, man. Were you fucking with one of them angels? Were you fucking with one of them giants that were roaming the earth with us? Because this child don't look nothing like me, man. Why this child don't look nothing like?" It's just like a man today that'll look at a child and say, "Why this child don't have no similarities, but I'm gonna let the face grow in." This man is looking at this baby now. This baby is growing and growing. He said, "This child don't look shit like me. Are you sure you wasn't fucking one of these niggas?" Because you know that's the curse of the giants that used to roam the earth. Remember the story David and Goliath? These ain't fictional stories. This ain't myth. These is truths. There were giants that was given a duty to protect the earth. They were supposed to show us how to build and show us things and cultivate and protect us from other demons. But what they did, they disobeyed God and they started having sex and mating with humans. They started mating with humans. What they thought they was doing, they didn't know. God already knew what was happening, and he had a punishment for them that was real severe. So when he told them, "Yo, you know, I know y'all was down there fucking them women, right?" He gave them a punishment that was so wicked. He banned them eternal damnation and imprisonment underground for 400 years. But just like a parent, when we punish our children, we put them on punishment. We take their phone or we take their TV for a week. God gave them a punishment of over 400 years. And he said, when the Euphrates River, which is the Mississippi River, dries up, y'all will be set free. The Euphrates River and the Mississippi River, y'all, has dried up. Carver was just telling y'all about this. Excuse me. You heard what Ron Books said. Ron Books, that shit is damn near dried up. They got archaeologists now going in the caves. They have scientific archaeologists now exploring and going in these caves that was underwater for years, coming out with stuff that the government told them they can't even disclose to us yet, y'all. But let's get back to Jesus. When he came back on that spacecraft, he ain't come back to brag and boast like when a nigga buy a 600 in the hood and come up to pull up in front of niggas and be like, aha, I got the Benz. He ain't do that. Tube Chronicles in the building, salute. When he pulled up, he said, yo, my people, I need y'all to be patient. Harry Wins, I see you in the building. Happy Easter to you, brother. When he came back, he ain't come back to stun on nobody. He came back to tell them, I know y'all see me in this beautiful spaceship. I know y'all amazed that I'm still here. I'm looking good. You know, Jesus came back with the fresh haircut. You know, God got him rocking them real heavenly robes and all that. He got that white on looking real special. Looking like the angelic being that he is. He said, yo, this is what I need y'all to do. Right now is not the time for y'all to come back with me to paradise. I need y'all to go through and see a few things. He said, I could take y'all with me right now, but y'all have disappointed my Father. Check what Jesus told the people. He said, y'all disappointed my Father. I can go back and forth home as much as I want, but my Father not really sure how y'all are and how y'all hearts is because of the things y'all let happen to me. We got Darius in the building. Salute. He said, I'm not sure. He said, God told me I can come back and forth and I can check on y'all because I got to come back and check on y'all and see which one of y'all or see which few of y'all are going to be really holding your faith and speaking like I spoke and walking like I walk and believing our Father is all the same. See, it's only room for 144,000, y'all. Hit that fucking like button on the way in. There's only room for 144,000. They said the children of the 70s will be the children that saved the world. See, this is what people misconstrued about that saying. I'm 50 years old. I was born in 1972. So the people that was born in my era, what they said by the children of the 70s are going to save the world, they are correct. But y'all are looking for us to physically be the ones that save the world. That's a yes and a no. We are going to be the ones that physically save the world. But you know why? Because our children that we spawn and we create and we reproduce, it is our duty, inshallah, to show them the importance of God. It's our duty as parents, the children of the 70s. You see, because our parents, they caught our parents. They caught our parents. They hit them with the drugs. They hit them with the alcohol. They hit them with the prostitution. They hit them with the war. They hit them with the Vietnam. They hit them with all types of depression in the hood. But look at the beautifulness that came from our parents. They tried to destroy us with heroin. That didn't separate our families. How many people in here know functioning heroin addicts as families and some of the most respectable people in the world. But that crack fucked us up, y'all. That's why a lot of us going through what we're going through, because Jesus is still right here paying attention to us, because he want to see who is going to have the faith and walk as he walked. Shout out to my man, Artist Morrison. Shout out to my man, Artist Morrison. He said something today, man. He said something today, and I had to respect it. He said, for all of you people that didn't understand, I was using the bullshit that comes with YouTube to get me monetized. He said, I just wanted to get the monetization. He said, yeah, a couple of times I fell for some of the bullshit on YouTube and I was beefing. He said, but I ain't doing that shit no more. He said, I ain't doing that shit no more. He said, yo, all you niggas on YouTube that's got that beef and that war in your heart, y'all niggas is going to hell. He said some real deep shit. He said, yeah, y'all may see me on certain people podcasts. He said, but I don't fuck with them like that. He said, especially if y'all not doing nothing positive. He said, yo, shout out to Big Dice. First name he called. Shout out to Big Dice. Yeah. Yeah. That's me if y'all don't know. Then he said, shout out to the dread El Compa. Yeah. He said, because there's only a few podcasts out there that's talking about things like school, mental illness, depression, our finances. You know how good that shit made me feel? He said there was just a 13-year-old girl that was just raped, unfortunately, in Brooklyn, New York. He said he didn't see no podcast put the face of the person that they're looking for up yet. God damn. If you notice what I said a couple of months back on my live, my man Artist said the same thing. He said, y'all don't see what's going on? Y'all don't see why they gave us this platform? He said they gave us this platform to destroy us. At the same time, they're letting us kill ourselves with the foolishness and the buffoonery. I refuse to be ostracized like the rest of them. When I first got on YouTube, they said, if you don't get on YouTube with the foolishness or the beef, Dice, you're not going to get monetized. So for all you people that say, I'm really not into God, all my peoples told me, Dice, they don't want to hear about God. So check this out. Way before YouTube, I've been talking about God. If you go listen to my stories on St. Laz, I'm always talking about God. I'm always talking about God. Because that's what I believe in my heart gets me through every day. I gave fair warnings. Goodbye, smart. Goodbye. You've head blown off. Head blown off. It's always one you got to block. It's always one. It's always one. It's always one. It's always one. They just don't listen. They just don't listen. I'm going to drop the link for the gangsters that want to pull up. They just don't listen. They 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 just don't listen. I don't understand. Why don't they listen? Yeah, they don't listen. They don't listen. Back to what I was saying about Jesus. If you pay attention to what they're saying now, the Pentagon keeps releasing more and more information about a mothership that has been releasing hundreds and hundreds of ships to our world. They said that there was a mothership sitting behind the sun that's 111,000 miles long. And all over the world now are sightings of UFOs. Pay attention. They've been telling us for years that they exist just by the name UFO. It's an acronym and it stands for Unidentified Flying Object. They can't hide it no more, y'all. They can't hide it no more. All of y'all getting y'all head blown off. I got them. I'm respectfully telling anybody, you come in here saying the word Glean Eyes, you shot. You shot. And that's a fact. And that's a fact. Pay attention, y'all. Today is Easter. Everybody's thinking about going to church. Everybody's thinking about putting on that brand new outfit. I remember when I was younger back in the days. For all my peoples in Brooklyn, you know what we did on Easter. Anybody in here from Brooklyn, what we did on Easter? 42nd Street, Coney Island. 42nd Street, Coney Island, and we would start it off with the movies. We go to 42nd Street and catch the first matinee movie, which usually started at 11 and 12 o'clock. Be out of there by 2 o'clock. Get on the train and go all the way to Coney Island and spend the rest of the night in Coney Island. To the parents that have children, where are your children at right now? Make sure you communicate with your kids about the dangers that's going on in the street right now. Shout out to the Plug Podcast. He just did a show the other day. They're 18 and 19-year-old sex predators now pulling up on high schools, luring children to their homes to sexually abuse them. And the crazy part about it is these children are being financed by their parents. They're pulling up in these lavish and extravagant cars. And they're sexually assaulting children. Something they're not talking about is, for some reason, there are a lot of women of minority being abducted from New York to the States, to the South. They're just disappearing. And particularly in Washington, D.C. So all the parents that have daughters, talk to your daughters, man. Do not have them under pressure if you think they are sexually active. Let me go get my pen right quick. Anybody want to pull up? I'm dropping a link. Let me go get my pen. For real. Excuse me. Give me 30 seconds. Shout out to my man Tube Chronicles for the wax pen. Yeah, I'm still gonna smoke some bud on Easter. I don't give a fuck about none of that sucker shit y'all talking about. My man Trick said, Washington, D.C. is filled with the witches and warlocks, respectfully. A lot of demonic-ish over here. Did y'all hear this one, though? Let me ask you something, Trick. Did you hear this one? The Pentagon just released this. One of those ships, one of the ships that the Pentagon is talking about was right on top of the White House, just chilling. Shout out to my man, Artist Morrison. I said it. He broke it down and made me think about it in depth. How the fuck does a balloon get from China to the United States? A balloon the size of 6 school buses. How? Oh, I'm gonna drop the link for you, artists. If you want to pull up Gangster. And yo, if y'all don't know, my man Artist got the I Feel How I Feel shirts out right now. Them shits is fire. The I Feel How I Feel shirts. Them shits is fire, y'all. Support my man. Anybody want to pull up? I dropped the link. Now, we can get to the rest of this jive. Because there's some things I've been wanting to talk about. Some things I've been wanting to talk about. Shout out to my man, Artist Morrison, here in the building. I had a few people coming here today, respectfully. I keep seeing all in the chat. Yo, green eyes this, green eyes that, green eyes that. Respectfully to everybody come in my chat talking about green eyes, grow up. The reason why I say this is, to the adults, maybe you can understand what I'm saying. Maybe you don't. To some of the younger people, maybe you'll understand what I'm saying. Maybe you don't. But what I'm going to do is explain what I'm saying. Everybody know me and my man done went through some bullshit on YouTube. Me and the Dread El Combo. Shout out to the Dread El Combo. Make sure y'all go subscribe. A certain show went down where I tried to pull up and give my opinion or my voice on something that transpired. The whole night, I'm trying to pull up. One time I pulls up, it was some echoing going on in the background. I thought it was a poor Wi-Fi connection, but my shit be spinning right. I don't got no echoes on mine. But I was on my laptop. And then my phone, it was some type of staticky shit. Now I'm on my computer. If you hear me crystal clear, I'm on my computer. When I go back to try to pull up on my man's show, just for me and him to have a conversation. Fuck all the viewers. For me and him to have a conversation. He had a host of people up there. He had a cast up there with him. One of them, unfortunately, was Green Eyes. To all the Green Eye fans, and if Green Eyes, if you're watching, respectfully, the only reason why I unblocked you the first time, the reason why I blocked you the first time, because you're weird. Respectfully. What I mean by weird is, unbeknownst to me, certain things that you're into, certain things you talk about, I'm not interested in. Certain things you talk about, I'm not interested in. We got my man Artist Morrison in the building. Shout out, gangster.
Salute. Happy Easter to everybody, you dig? I'm on my way back from shopping with wifey. She about to cook it up for daddy. You already know how that go.
That's right, as you should.
She about to cook it up for the Easter daddy.
I had to address them because I had 40 people in the chat talking to me about Green Eyes. And then the bug part, look how God worked. This morning, I hit my man Artist on the DM about this same situation. So I'm going to let y'all know how real I am.
Facts.
I don't even be playing like that. He went on Compa Show and he voiced his opinion about something that he didn't know. My man Artist was on Compa Show that night too. If y'all pay attention to what Artist said, yo, Big Dice, nah, you got to pull up on Brooklyn. Like he should. And what I was trying to do was pull up on Brooklyn.
Copy.
And nobody else knew that I was blocked. And if you pay attention to the live, I was denied re-access, but that's all behind us. I'm listening to a person on a stage that has never met me, don't know nothing about me, jump into a web that I felt as though was not for him. And I told y'all, shout out to my man Black You Now. Because he got in a web that's something that had nothing to do to him. And then artists, I listened to a man say to me, you disrespecting me and you don't know I can reach you down in the mountains. 20 minutes later, I had your address, Green Eyes.
Copy. 20 minutes later.
Green Eyes, since your fans is here, I'm going to let them know everything since we're going to tell the truth. And if I'm lying, Green Eyes, you could pull up. Green Eyes, you went to Brooklyn one day, respectfully, because this is Easter. I'm still teaching you. This is the reason why I'm teaching you now. You went to Brooklyn one day and you came up with your weird antics and screamed about the Bronx and all this. And then unfortunately, a bad situation happened when you did that. I'm not going to go into detail. I'm going to let you do that. Because it's Easter Sunday and we with positivity over here.
Salute.
The positive message out of that is you were allowed, listen to what I'm saying in depth. You were allowed to walk to the train station and go home. All this information was told to me. Then I watched you say something on the show that upset me a little bit, so I invited you over to the show as a man to let you know it's nothing against you. You just got caught up in the web. And then I noticed when you come to the chat, you do certain things that are just weird, man. I don't mean this in no bad way, bro. You can't come to, first of all, I've never went to nobody chat and asked the mod to please put up the Big Dice Chronicles. Never done that. Number one, I don't really do that. You only gonna see me on a couple of, you see me on artists. I follow artists.
Appreciate it.
You see me on Compa.
Shout out to Cop.
You see me at the Plug Podcast. You see me at Below Dollars Network.
Salute.
You see me at Mikey B.
Salute to Mike.
You see me watching my man now, C. Franklin from Brooklyn.
Shout out to C.
But I don't really do the goofy shit. I really see past all the sucker shit. I'm really official and authentic. So certain things don't even gravitate to my mind. I'm really a wizard when it comes to thinking. So certain things don't grasp my mind. Like artist said, if it's not about nothing positive or nothing, it don't get me. It don't really get me. And Weird Eyes, Green Eyes, every time you came to the show, what did I say at the end of the show, y'all? Everybody in here. Yo, Meek, how you doing? Happy Easter, y'all, on Brooklyn. Every time I said when Green, I give everybody who's ever on the show the time before I end the show. Let the people know where they can come follow you at. Let the people know where your podcast is. So I don't understand why you would say that I was envious and nobody wanted you to win. I want you to win. If I didn't want you to win, I would have never even allowed you to come up here to get the lesson that I tried to teach you.
Wow, he said that?
Oh, yeah, artist, what he said is I can get you touchdown in the mountains. Don't even know who he talking to, artist. But, you know, the old me, and I said this on my show, respectfully, so y'all know I'm not joking, the old me, inshallah, I just changed my life. But the new me, because there's a small G and there's a capital G, artist said this too in one of his lives. I'll tell y'all, I pay attention. He said, where the OGs at that's supposed to be teaching us? So what I did is I brought him over here to teach him. Fuck my pride and my ego and what I could do. I'm trying to teach him something about future references because I'm not going looking for him. And I know in my heart, he not coming here looking for me. You dig what I'm saying? Certain things are just YouTube. You dig what I'm saying? I love all. Oh, we got my man Yak in the building. Happy Easter, gangster. I appreciate you.
Happy Easter, Yak. It's good, Yak.
Oh, man, what's up, family? Man, what up? What up?
Chilling, man.
And then you see how Yak and Artist is up here now? Forgive me, Green Eyes. The other day, I'm going to say this too. The other day, I was up here with my man Yak and Innovate, and we was building, and I did see you pop up, but the look in your eyes, and sometimes it's like I told you this, I said this respectfully, you be like you on Quaaludes and shit sometime, my dude, and I didn't really want you to come up here and disrupt the grown folk conversation that was going on from a different aspect. That's all. If we was up here jiving and joking, you know, I'll press the button. You can come up and say Goldfish had a fight, but we had a real positive build. And I got a grown following that's kind of following me, Green Eyes. And they're not really for the sucker shit. And I don't really be trying to produce that shit, man. Respectfully, man. That's all. What up, Yak? Talk to me.
Is that me, bro?
Yeah, you back.
Hey, I'm gonna go back, come back in.
You good. You good. I can hear you. You good.
You can hit.
Yeah, you
I got
good.
all that to take this back.
Oh, yeah. Go out and come back in there because you're a little delayed.
man,
You're a
man.
little bit delayed.
See what's
Yeah,
up with you brothers, though, man.
We good, man. We trying to enjoy this day. I just gave him a great bill, I think, on that whole perception of Jesus, that they wouldn't give it to him from our spill. How you feel about that, man?
Man, I agree. I agree with you on that tip. You know what I mean? I definitely agree.
got the key.
I was driving, so I couldn't too much chiming in.
Word up. But we glad alive. I told everybody we was gonna come in and do a prayer, man. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, y'all, while we here right now, let's take a second right now. I want everybody,
Grab some bags. Now you grab some bags.
everybody to bow their heads for a second and let me get this prayer on for y'all. And I mean this from my wholehearted life. Like, give me a second. Yo, inshallah, Father God, to everybody that's watching this live, to everybody up on this panel, do me a favor. You already know how we talk.
Okay, come on, move, come on.
Do all the sucker shit. Just do me a favor. Protect these people. Keep their families and they structure and their mind straight. Keep
All right, take those through that tip, Mark. Take that back.
all these people that need help, all these people that's going through problems mentally, financially, all these people that's struggling, all these people that's trying to
I got the rest.
Please continue to pray for them, man. Please continue to pray for me. Inshallah. Praise is due to the Most High. Salute.
Amen.
Amen.
That's a fact.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I said I was going to come up here on Sunday. I wasn't joking, y'all. I just actually woke up this morning thinking about my mom's, and I actually lost time. I lost time and shit. I was supposed to do it at 11. I said, oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? Then my family there, the juke joint, everybody pulling up. And I still got
guys, I'm still here. I'm about to take this. I'm about to carry this, cook this food upstairs real quick. I'm still here.
Me and the wifey was doing the run this morning. She said, baby, what time is church? I said, huh? She said, didn't Big Dice say he was going on this morning? I said, you damn sure right, baby.
That's
and I
right.
chimed in to see what you're on there. The wifey reminded me, man.
Word up. I tried to give him a better description because it seemed like some people, they run from a word of the truth because Jesus was a real smooth dude, but he was a gangster, man.
He
really did exist. This wasn't no mythological figure, you know what I'm saying? Some of the things they did, they kind of threw certain words in and wizardry to make it seem like it was something that's unbelievable, but this man really did exist, man. For real. And his bones is protected to this day.
I tell people, man, when you pray and when you ask for favor, man, you're supposed to boldly pray and ask for it, you know?
That's right.
Everybody think because you're a believer, you're supposed to be meek and timid. I don't agree with that.
Pardon me, y'all. Shout out to Tube Chronicles, man. I should not be smoking this shit on the fucking live, y'all. This shit is not for the live. I'm telling you, this shit right here different, y'all. This shit is totally different, man. This shit got snot, my nose running. This shit ain't cool, y'all. But how y'all doing today, man? How y'all feeling, man?
I'm happy to wake up, man. I'm happy to be alive.
Word up.
I'm about to play some Easter games with my kids.
Always a queen. We see you in the building. Happy Easter to you, queen. I appreciate you for pulling up. Word up. You just missed the prayer. I don't know if you saw it or not. We just dropped a little prayer for everybody and their families and everybody. Matter of fact, I'm praying for the people that ain't even praying for themselves, man. The people that ain't even praying for me, man. Get them right, God. Artist said some shit on his live. If y'all didn't see that last live he did, go subscribe to Artist Morrison. He said, y'all niggas is going to hell, man. That shit touched my stomach, man. That shit touched my stomach when he said that shit, man. For real. He was like, all y'all getting up here promoting this bullshit with our kids and our babies, but y'all not talking about the stuff that you really could be promoting and distributing. I mean, talking about like the young lady that was just raped in Brooklyn. He said, y'all niggas going to hell. That shit hit my stomach, man. That shit fucked up, man. Because it's the truth.
And I'm not down for saying niggas' names no more. Know what I mean? But I heard a nigga say, I could promote positive, but why would I? It's not getting me no views. I said, what?
Think about it, y'all. There's 21 people in the building right now And I'm so honored to that, man. When we first started out, we was like 7 or 9 people. 21 people in the building just came to talk about God. I posted it. I said, yo, Sunday prayer. I ain't saying nothing about nothing else. And people still pull it up in the building. So at least that differentiates the real from the fake, man. And I know some people that are in church, I know they probably hear in spirit. That's why I said for those of us that didn't partake in church or don't partake in church, let's just get here together and pray for you. Know how powerful 22 people is thinking about the same thing. My grandmother and them said it's power in prayer, man. When people get together with the same purpose in their mind wholeheartedly, God will listen to that answer, man.
One common goal, man. A brain is a powerful tool, man. We don't even use a small percentage of it, man.
We use 2% of our brain.
10%. We only use 10%. There's still 90% left. Just imagine what we could do with the rest of that 90%.
Because you got scientists that build shit and clone people, and they don't use 100%.
And that's a fact. They was just talking about how in the Indian religion, they was just showing how Gandhi and them. This is true facts. Y'all can look this up. I just saw this the other day on a History Channel. They were saying how Gandhi's wife died, and when she died, they did a ritual on her that she was reincarnated to another person, and everything that his wife went through in that past life, the new person told him specifically, and he accepted her as his same wife in reincarnation and married her again. True story. That dude Gandhi was something deep, man. Yeah, shout out to Tube Chronicles. He the one that gave me this bullshit. He the one that gave me this bullshit. But I'm fuck. Oh, I feel how I feel.
Yeah.
I told y'all.
How I feel. Shirts. I got the hoodies and all that coming too.
Word up. We not playing, man. And shout out to my man Davin up there. Legal. I'm gonna come subscribe.
I'm gonna come check you out, my brother. Hey, man, Dice, hold on a second. Let me show you something, man. I'm a camera. Where's my camera? So you can see it.
Yak out there on one of them wax pens. Here you go.
Now, look what I'm wearing. God the Brand came to see me last night, man.
Oh, fact. Shout out to God the Brand. That's a fact. What's up, baby?
Hello.
See that? It's for us, by us, man.
I'm wearing one of his now, man. I'm a support, bro. I like to support our peoples, man.
For us, by us. Fubu said it first.
That's what we do.
Ever. For us, by us.
Him and the wife, he rolled up to my house last night, man. I salute to the brother, man.
Yo, Ron, don't listen to Tube. I can fuck with this shit. I just don't be fucking with it like that. You dig what I'm saying? I can fuck with this shit. I just don't be fucking with it like that. You dig what I'm saying? Word.
But yeah, I just want to say happy Easter to everybody, man. Happy Easter to everybody that's watching, everybody in the chat. God bless everybody. Make sure y'all put God first, man. Let's get together and make this shit possible. Like I said in my video, God gave us this platform to see what you're going to do with it. Now, the question is, what you going to do with it? I'm back on my positive shit, Dice. I appreciate you, Dice. Because at the end of the day, I even though I was going through my shit, I still listen to you. I still in the back of my mind listen to Dice. Fuck all that bullshit, Art. Fuck that shit. Either I ain't over first. Shout out to fucking Just Talk Real Talk.
Fact. Shout out to Monster Mo, man.
Shout out to Just Talk Real Talk.
Shout out to Monster Mo, man.
Cause he could have
going in on him. He going in on him.
Going in and yo, my son is doing his fucking thing, man.
Doing it eloquently and intelligently. You dig what I'm saying?
Shout out to Just Talk Real Talk. That's a fact. I watch that brother every day.
That nigga Tube right. He said that hit right there just touched his soul. That shit just had me feeling like I was somewhere else. That's a fact. Yo, everybody that decided to pull up in the building, Team Guardian, we here to stay, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you, Yak. I appreciate you, artists. If y'all ain't subscribed to Yak, Chicago's finest, get over there. If y'all ain't subscribed to Artist Morris, get over there, man. We know what I'm about to do. Get out of here. Happy Easter. Salute.
Man, I appreciate you, bro, man. I appreciate everybody, man. The chat and everybody, man. This is my mode here, man. I'm on chill mode. I done done enough of this.
Joker on the beat.